All right, so the only thing certain in life is death and taxes. And today we are talking about property taxes and specifically how to protest them in the state of Texas. So stay tuned. You're not gonna wanna miss my formula that I give you at the end of the video. Okay, so everybody asks me all the time, why the hell are these taxes so high in Texas? I thought living here was supposed to be more affordable. Well, guess what, my friends? At the end of the day, they're gonna get their money how they get their money. And we are all blessed to live in the state that gives us no income tax on the money that we earn. But at the end of the day, how we pay to fill those potholes and our beautiful parks and our great school system is through your property taxes. So, moral of the story, you can't really get around it, but you can reduce your bill year over year, and I'm gonna show you how. The first thing you need to do is apply a homestead exemption on your property. Now, keep in mind, this is only applicable if it is your primary residence. It's a very easy application. You can do it online. And when you buy a new home, you're going to be flooded with a ton of spam mail that comes in fluorescent pink envelopes and says urgent, open now. It's going to state that they can file it for you for $35, which seems affordable, but don't do it because it's free. All you have to do is submit a color photocopy of your ID. It can be your driver's license or just your government issued ID. And the property address on your ID has to match the property address of the home that you are filing the homestead exemption. Once you submit that, it is easy peasy. It basically automatically approves the property. Now, here's what you need to know. Pre-COVID, your homestead tax exemption used to stay with your property for the life that you own that home. However, guess what? COVID ruined so many things for us. There were some upsides like takeaway margaritas, but this one sucked. And here's what happened. Let's say somewhere around 21, 22, all of those wonderful investors were flooding in, opening up tons of escrows throughout the state and closing on a gazillion investment properties. Fantastic for them. They started earning income. But what happened was they started driving up the price of our property values. And the county said, oh, you know what? We're missing out on money here. So let's go ahead and apply a blanket 40% increase across the board to everyone's property tax. Ouch. So here's what happened. Everybody's property taxes shot up. It got extra painful at the end of the year to write that check, and people started complaining. So how do you fix it? Every single year, you file your property tax appeal. Protest, protest, protest. I cannot stress this enough. The other thing I need to call out is that also during COVID, Senate Bill 1801 passed. And remember I mentioned how the homestead used to sit with your property as long as you owned it? Well, this bill said, we noticed that a lot of investors are not actually living in these homes and they're renting them out. So now, every 5 years, the county has to go through, handpick at random a selection of households, and you then have to revalidate that you reside in that property as your primary residence. Now, don't freak out. You're going to get a notice in the mail. If you miss it and the tax bill comes in astronomical, you can fix it. You simply go back in, notify them that you missed the notification. They'll send you the application. You provide your driver's license one more time, and you're back to things as usual. But don't throw those pieces of mail away because all you're gonna do is expect a giant tax bill at the end of the year if you ignore them. Okay, so you hear me saying protest, protest, protest. What does that actually mean? And honestly, it's really easy. Every year, the county is going to come out and issue a new market assessed value for your home. Now, when you apply your homestead tax exemption, they are capped. They cannot increase that value any more than 10% year over year. Now, I would probably argue, and I think most people would agree, that home prices are not increasing 10% in the last year or even the last 2 years in Austin. So you tell me, do you think that's worth arguing? Because I definitely think so. It's super simple process. You literally go online, your paper will come with a PIN number that is identifying you and your property, and you go in and you submit what you feel is your value for your home. However, do not make the mistake of just having any random realtor send you comps that you submit. This is not the way to do it. It's not going to win your case. Maybe you get $10,000, $15,000 off, but that really doesn't do a whole lot. So if you want to do it and you want to do it right, there's two ways you can do it. Number one, if you don't want to do it yourself, you can hire several agencies that are available. There's OnWell, there's Tax Home Shield. All of these agencies will take this process from start to finish for you at a nominal fee. Typically, they'll charge anywhere between 25 and 35% of whatever tax savings they earn you. So it used to be that if they didn't save you money, they didn't charge you, but I think they stopped that. So read the fine print. However, I strongly recommend that you do this yourself. Number one, there's so much value in understanding and getting FaceTime with the county because you are the voice. I encourage every single neighbor to get out there and protest. Even if you lose, what do you have to lose? 30 minutes in a Zoom call or at an office with an appraiser? No big deal. I've got a magic formula. Stop submitting those comps. If you really want to win and win it right, you need to be strategic. And sometimes it takes a little bit more legwork, but this year, I achieved $133,000 reduction in my assessed value, and I'm sorry, but that's a huge win. So I'm happy to share my formula. I will DM it to anybody that wants the information. It's a little combination of land values versus assessed values, improvements. It takes a little bit more digging on my part, not yours, but I'm happy to help because your savings is a win for us all, and whatever your market value is affects mine. And no, there's a common misconception that your tax assessed value is what's going to affect your appraisal value or your market value when you go to sell your home. Hard no. One has nothing to do with the other. It's probably about as relevant as a Zestimate, to be honest. So go for it. Take the savings, fight the fight, get your money back. Okay, so the moral of the story is, guys, winning is fighting and fighting is winning. So you need to do these three things and we're gonna recap them. Make sure your homestead is applied on your property. Protest every single year and use my formula because it works. Now, don't forget to follow me, like and subscribe, and check out Crystal Sells ATX for more everyday life in Austin. That matches the state. Whoops. All you have to do is issue your government ID. That's not what I want to say either. See, the bloopers are coming.
Give this girl a beefsteak.
So true. All you have to do is issue, oh my God, I can't get the word out now.